Hello. Before we get a little bit started into the videos, I'm going to be telling a little bit about myself. I've been playing Overwatch I played the beta and then I started playing back in season 4, and I have quite a bit of hours on Hog. I don't know if it'll show all of it because the career profile is bugged, but it says 350. I have close to 600 hours on this character, so I know quite a bit. A little bit about my competitive history. I have peaked at rank 2. I've hit 4,500 a couple times, and currently, as of right now, I've peaked at 14, and I'm currently 39. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Juzo, and today is popular request from my TikTok that has well over 6 million views now, which is utterly insane, and I appreciate all the love and support from you guys. I will be going over my settings, sensitivity, accessibility settings, like colorblind settings, like why my HUD is pink and whatnot, and I will be going over like Roadhog tips and tricks and going through some TikToks and showing you guys how I managed to grab Sombras out of Invis, and it's a lot easier than you would think it would be. So without further ado, let's get straight into this video. Alright, so first let's go through my settings, sensitivity, and accessibility settings. Now on to my sensitivities and interface communication, spectate, replay, etc. Except I don't know if I'll show spectate and replay because it's not as important. But I play at 100, and forewarning, this sensitivity is extremely fast. This is like close to mouse and keyboard like sense. So I recommend that if you're playing on like dual zone or something really low, you do not immediately jump to this. You should work your way up. Will be quite a pain to get used to. So it's 100 for aim assist strength. It is at 100. For the aim assist window size, it is 30. I don't like it when the aim assist kind of takes control. And if you're looking at somebody, like if you're playing Widowmaker and you're aiming at an Ana and then an enemy will jump, like a tracer jumps in front and it moves your scope for you because of the aim assist, I don't like that. So I've changed that down to 30 so it has less of a tug to it. My aim assist ease in is at 0 and my aim smoothing is at 0. I don't necessarily know what aim assist ease in does, but I know aim smoothing, the higher it is, the slower you can turn, and the lower it is, the faster you turn. So this is probably the most reason why I get accused of zimming or just using a mouse and keyboard in general, is my aim smoothing is always at 0. Aim ease in, you might have to Google because I don't know exactly what it does, but I would tinker around with settings and that one felt the best to me. All these are off, including vibration. I don't like vibration. It can also drain the battery in your controller. So personally, I play with it off, and I play with the aim technique. I play on linear ramp. The difference between the three, I know that dual zone is optimized for controller and aim assist. So how it is when you take your stick and you move it all the way to the left, you use like 100% of your sense. But when you slowly move it left and right, it uses a little bit of your sense, and it's optimized for the aim assist. Exponential ramp is, I think it's designed for like mouse-like aim, but that's like, oh, you'd have to Google it because I don't know the rest of it. But I know linear ramp it uses 100% of your sense 100% of the time. That's why this sense is designed for like micro adjusting and barely moving your stick. That's why if you're playing on like something like dual zone and you play it like a low sense, like 50-50 or like 75-45, something ridiculous like that, it'll be extremely hard to get used to. And for people asking, this is my crosshair. For the people that are brand new to Overwatch, if you want to change it, you go on to type and you click the drop down. You'll have default circle, and crosshair, and dot. I play on crosshair. I use this cyan blue. It's right below green. I play thickness 1. Crosshair length is 10. Center grab 0. Opacity 100. Outline opacity 100. I used to play at the outline opacity at 50, but I changed between the two, and my dot size is 3 and the opacity is 0. And ally health bars and friendly outlines are default. Crouch, I have that on B, and I don't use toggle crouch because, as you can hear, if you hit B once, you go up and down, which is a lot easier for crouch spamming. If you're playing something like Tracer or Widowmaker, where you need to be constantly moving, shooting, and you need a crouch spam to prevent yourself from getting hit, this extremely is useful, and I highly recommend that you guys do this. And everything else is pretty much default. except interact. I don't know what other people use for interact. I just use it on the D-pad. But other than that, those are my settings sensitivities. But we'll go into specific heroes. So like for Ashe, every sense is the same. My horizontal, vertical, everything, it is the exact same. The only difference is my in-scope for some characters. Like Ashe is 60, that is default for her, but let's go over to Widowmaker. Widowmaker is at 55, and my grappling hook sensitivity is at 80. Crosshair and everything like that is the same for everybody else. Ana is 55. So I did forget to mention about my colorblind settings, and some people asked for that. That's all the way in accessibilities, and it's color blindness. The blindness filter is on off. Filter strength is on 100. I play with the enemy colors red, and my friendly UI color is pink. So on to our next topic. We'll go through certain Roadhog tips and tricks that'll help you improve your game. So for starters, the one-shot combo, pretty straightforward. We'll grab somebody like Soldier. The hook shot combo is as follows. You hook, walk forward, aim for the chest, shoot, and melee at the same time. I'll give a little demonstration right here. For certain characters, like we'll look at somebody who is a weird hitbox, like Sojourn, for example. You're going to aim a little bit lower. You're going to aim a little bit lower because she's hunched over. And that's only for certain people, like McCree, for example, who has a normal straight hitbox. You're going to aim for a little bit of the neck to somewhat of the chest. But if you grab somebody like Reaper, who has 250 HP, you're going to aim for the head. And then it's going to one-shot them. Some characters in this game are pretty hard to one-shot consistently, like Bastion, for example. You have to hook and like continuously walk forward and aim for the head. But for other characters, like I know back in like 2016, you could basically one-shot Zarya, but now you can't. But for if you want to guarantee that you hit this, if you want to guarantee that you get the kill, you could always add the secondary fire in front, which looks like this. And it drastically drops their HP a lot. But the one tricky thing for that is you need to know the sweet spot for it, which, if I'm correct, it is around 7 to 8 meters. So you want to be in that sweet spot, like right there. It didn't open all the way up because the projectile, how it works is it's a ball right there. But once you get into that like sweet spot meters, it expands up and it'll increase its amount of damage. So if you get to the certain sweet spot range, you can literally just one shot, pretty much up to 300 HP, and it is quite ridiculous. But for certain characters like tanks, for example, you're gonna want to do this pretty consistently to get an excruciating like amount of damage, just so that you have an upper edge in this fight. But if you just do the normal hook combo, it's not going to do the same amount of damage. Now onto certain things resulting in Roadhog. Like we'll go through certain types of hooks. You have, or let me explain something before we get into that. So certain types of hooks that you'll pull somebody and they'll get displaced. Let me demonstrate with this bot. Like that. You grab them and pull them all the way around this corner, and it displaces them beyond what you normally could do if you just hook and turn. If you're doing that, the one trick that I will give for that is when you start to pull. Like if you grab him and just turn, like why didn't he come over here? And I'm going to show you. It's determined based on when he's pulling. So when you see him start to pull, that's when you turn. He has the hook has to connect into his hand, and you have to start tugging when he starts to pull the enemy in. Otherwise, it's just going to get caught on something. Like this, for example, he'll get caught here. And for the hook to hit certain hooks, you need to see half of their body. So let's say if I throw the hook here, didn't connect. I can't see half of him. I have to see half of his body. But if I hook him, let's say here, connects. Now onto certain types of hooks. There's one hook that allows you to bring people up to high ground, which can allow for a crucial pick. So if you're playing on, let's say like watch point, and you're defending that first point, and their tank gets a little greedy, if you grab him and pull him up onto high ground, it can put him in a worse position. Your team may be able to focus him and burn him out. Now to show you how to do this, you're going to hook, back up, jump, and turn. And that all has to be done in quite like a fluent motion. And I will demonstrate again. You're going to hook, back up, jump, and turn. And that is so that because of that hook 2.0 change, where when you hook somebody, they're automatically put in front of you instead of a little bit in front of you. You can use this to kind of bug out the I wouldn't say bug out the hook, but it allows you to do certain things that you normally couldn't do, like hook, boom, up, straightforward. And of course, one thing that a lot of hogs know now is environmental, which is straight hook, turn, and then they're off. You always do this near pits and certain other things like the Ilios well, you can do that too. And another type of hook is the displacement hook. And to give you an idea is when you, like I said, when he starts pulling, when you see him pull, he connects the hook and he pulls, that's when you want to turn into this. So the best way I can do it is give you like a C pattern. So if this guy comes, pulls, turns, C, boom, right here. He was originally there, now he's here. This goes for a lot of cheeky things, and I will throw up like montage clips real quick of me doing it. There's one on Hanamura that you used to be able to do before, you know, they removed it in Overwatch 2, where you could displace them on second point up on that high ground. You can displace them into your team.
What the hell? Oh no.
And most people just do not expect to get pulled around there. And it's a hook is a great way to displace somebody and body block them, but prevent them from, you could say, getting back to their healers. It gives you more time to deal with them. And I will be throwing up certain clips and whatnot throughout this video, giving a better, like, detailed explanation of what it is and how to do it, or even showing just little examples from that. Other than that, those are some Roadhog tips. Some other things I will give little pointers on is when playing Hog in a certain situation, if before Overwatch 2 it was 6v6 and you had another tank, so what you could do is you could go into their back line and flank. Flank Hog was a thing, but you can kind of do that now, except if your team doesn't have a tank, they might as well just get run over. But what you can do is take off angles to your team. And one thing that a lot of people do is if they're flanking, let's say I'm flanking right now, and this is like two people, this will be like an Ana and a Widowmaker. Some people will get into an engagement, right? They'll kill that guy, and they'll get low HP, so they'll pop the heal and walk away, and now you don't have your heal, you don't have your canister, which is like kind of your way of getting out. And they'll go over here, boom, boom, they'll start a fight, they'll get slapped, they'll get antied, and then they'll try and retreat, and they don't have their heal. And that gives you 50% damage reduction and 350 HP, which is usually used to help you get out. But one thing that I could say is that before you go on to any flank, make sure you have your heal. It is crucial. It is your way of getting a hook and a kill, and then you run away. One thing that my sense allows me to do is certain flicks, like when tracers are shooting at me and then I flick and grab her just like that. It's something with the sense that allows you to do. And there are other certain types of flicks, like you have the 180. You can do what is like the no-looker, which is the one I just showed you. But it's immediately allowing flicks is to catch them off guard. And I'm going to throw up a couple clips in a second to show you what I mean. It's an easier way to catch certain tracers, Sombras, Roadhogs, Lush, anything. You can literally catch them off guard, because 9 times out of 10, a lot of the higher tier players, even newer players, once you start to figure it out, Roadhogs will go for hooks when you and him make eye contact. That's why when you fight a lot of tracers and you're staring at them, they tend to blink. It's just something they do. And it's something that can, if you're easily like readable, if you're read like a book, people can dodge your hook. That's why you gotta make yourself a little unpredictable. That's why you gotta add a little finesse. You gotta add some flicks to it. It is a little risky though, instead of you looking at somebody, lining the hook up, and just throwing it. But it is something to do to catch your opponent off guard and hit some absurd hooks. And here are some examples of that. Alright, now that I've shown you some clips of just flick hooking, the no look, and just basic leading, now we can get into the reason why you guys were here to watch this video. And if some of you are from TikTok, this is your answer to the questions of Sombra invis hooking, how did I do it, where did I know, how did I know where she was going, am I cheating? No, I'm not. But we are going to go to my desktop, we're going to pull up TikTok, and we're going to watch the TikToks, and I'm going to be explaining to you guys my thought process. Alright, so now that we're here on my page, let's go through some of my TikToks. So we'll watch the most popular one first. So for this TikTok, we'll go and show the longer one, the one that doesn't have slow-mo. So in the beginning, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but right in the beginning, there was my Widowmaker who had popped walls. I saw a little glimpse of this Sombra. And she came up here and she went down this area, and what she didn't show, which I'll probably end up grabbing the clip off of my Xbox if I still have it, is that she went over into this mega, grabbed it, and moved back. In my mind, I'm putting myself in that Sombra shoes, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm behind their team, and this hog, 700 HP, can one-shot me. What do I need to do? And in that instance, you need to get away as far as possible. And this little street area over here was, my mind, like the best outcome of her decision to go up there. So I just flicked and threw my hook, and it was a coin flip at that point. But she also could have went up this stairs. So it was just, I guess you could say, the luck of the draw. And we'll go to this one. Right then and there, when I punched her translocator, see if you can hear it. I don't think you can. But right when I punched her translocator, she was over on my right. That's why you see me look over to my right. And she says the word damn. Or she'll say an indication when you break her translocator and she's near. She gives you that word. Or something like that. A clue, you could say. And in my mind, I'm like, all right, she's near to my right. Let me look away. And then boom, you just grab her. I will also be throwing a clip up of me in a custom game with a friend of mine. And I will be demonstrating that sound.
Hola, no vaya a ser que lo necesite. Damn it. ¿Extrañaste?
But yeah, that's that clip. Do I have any other ones? This one.
My spider sense is tingling. I'm being watched.
So for this clip, because it does have a little edit in it, but what you don't hear is I was walking around this corner. I was walking right here. Going right there. That Sombra was right. Back it up. This Sombra was right here. And she ran by me, and when Sombra gets near you within a distance to expose herself, you get like a little shine. There's a noise that if she brushes up against you, and that's what I heard. Which told me to turn. I just turned and grabbed her because I knew exactly who she was going for. She was going for this soldier. Somebody 200 HP that if she were going to hack would be an easy kill. And I always keep an awareness of your teammates. That is the biggest thing I can give when it comes to Sombra invis hooking. And I will throw up an Overwatch 1 clip back in Season 7 of me doing this, except there was no indication. It was me using the game sense and intuition that I have two supports that were, if to get EMP'd, it was a Zen and I think a Lucio. Or Zen at about one of those two. And if they were to get EMP'd, they'd be done. Zen would have gotten fried. So in my mind, I'm like, this Sombra is going to get ready to uncloak. She's going to be behind us. So let me just do a quick little spy check, and then I grabbed her. And you want to look at the team fight, their ultimates, your ultimates, who you have as your support, and you kind of want to look at that and determine what this Sombra is going to do. And yeah, I'll throw up this clip in just a second of me on Busan. I'm lost here without you. So as you can see from that Busan clip, there was no indication. She didn't brush up against me, no voice line, nothing. just pure intuition, and the fact I was thinking about what she would be doing in that situation, since the enemy team had quite a bit of ultimates, and if they were to EMP that fight, they would have won, and they would have won the game. So I needed to think of something. I needed to think of something fast. So in my mind, I told my supports to stay close to me, just so that Sombra would have to put herself in a position to get hooked. And it was just unlucky for her. And I think that's probably going to wrap it up for this video. This was a lot to cover. Do let me know in the comments if this is something I should do more of, if I should do other things like gameplay, funny moments, etc. This was my first time ever doing something like this, so I do apologize if it is a little scuffed. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support on TikTok. 5,700, I think, people followed. That's absolutely mind-boggling. It's crazy. I appreciate you all. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. Peace. Oh, hey, you're still here to the end of the video. That's great. Thanks for showing your support and watching the whole entire thing. Leave a like and subscribe. Does not cost you a thing, and it helps me know that what I'm doing is good. And feel free to comment down below if this is something you guys enjoyed. And for those of people asking in the TikTok comments, this Roadhog skin was from, I believe, last year's Halloween Terror event. It was one of those weekly challenge skins that you had to play a certain amount of games to get. I think it was like 30 or something ridiculous. You had to win like 30 games to get it. And it was like a spray, a player icon, and then the skin. So this skin is something that you really can't get anymore. And yeah, for those of people that were asking about that, there you go. And thanks for watching.